So for step 22, attaching the steering rods, we're now actually into bag C. So I've pulled together the pieces out of that bag, and as you can see, I've pulled out the steering tie rods, and of course they're a perfect match, and it's going to show you pretty much where those bars need to be once you've put those adjusters on. But that's what we're going to be working on in this step. So we'll get these adjusters on, and then we'll snap them onto the servo. And I think with this, what you're going to find is it might get tough spinning them on. We'll see. But if you have a pair of shock pliers, this works really, really well for the job, because you can hold on to the rod very easily while you screw these on, and you're not going to do any damage to the rods. Anyways, I'll set this up and let's put this together. So let's grab one of the adjusters and let's do the small one first. And I mean, they're showing you that they want you to use both, basically. Spin one on, grab another one, spin one on, and then you should be able to just turn both. But what I find by doing this is often one gets stuck and you just end up screwing in only one of them, which I'm already feeling is happening. So we'll see how this is going to work. I will spin this on, but you can see how one is being threaded on more than the other. But let's just keep doing this. And you can see one is still doing better than the other, but we'll keep going. It feels pretty good, but let's see. Well, strangely enough, I've actually already over tightened it in a sense, so let's just back it off a bit here. There we go. Now, you can still see that by doing that, one is in, but there's still a lot more thread on the left versus the right. But I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. I think that'll work out. So there's the one that's for 52. So I don't need to use the shock pliers. Sometimes it's a completely different animal that you'll start spinning and then you can't even move it. It just won't spin. And I've always figured out, or tried to figure out, a solution, and usually it's a pair of pliers, and then I put something soft under it so that I don't ruin the shaft itself. But then when I found the shock pliers, it was amazing how many other uses you could use them for. So in this case, it seems like it's going to work a bit better. I don't know if the left is moving like the right this time around, but let's just see where we're at here. No, there's this one I'm gonna have to back off again. Interesting. Still a bit more. And just one more. Yeah, but that is correct. And I mean, if you were to look at this, 75 millimeters. So if we know that we need 75 millimeters, let's stick this on the end of here. We need to get to the 7.5. Oops, let's go further. Make sure I've got the end. There's your 7.5. Or I should say, 75 millimeters, but there's 7.5 centimeters there, but it's fine. So that actually has worked out well. So I'm okay with both those. So now what we'll do is we will snap them onto the servo. So now that these are on, one thing to just be careful of, just so you don't make the error, this is the one that's the longer one. You can see 3x85 and this is 3x65 on this side. So we want the longer shaft on the other side. So if we put that on, I'll grab our tweezers this way. There's one, and then we'll do the shorter one on this side. And there we go. So there is our tie rods attached to the servo. So we are done with step 22. So now we're going to move on to step 23 and install the electronic speed controller, but also install the servo and the switch. And it looks like we're going to be installing the receiver as well. So we're just going to install all the electronics.